bubbles! Woo! Windy woo! Lucy, catch! Catch a bubbles! Wow!
Becoming a dad for the first time is a big challenge no matter what age you are. But if you're a teenager and your girlfriend tells you that she's going to have a baby and that you're the father, it could be the scariest moment of your life. Every year in the UK, around 12,000 young men under the age of 20 find out they're going to be a father. What's it like taking on the responsibility of helping to bring up a baby? We met 3 teenage dads in Sunderland who have done just that.
Most of my mates who have got bands have split up and they didn't say the band where I want to be there. I want my daughter to have a dad and remember us.
I think that it's just as important for a dad to be there for the baby as it is for the mum, because me growing up without a dad, I've realised how hard it can actually be, and bringing my own experience into it, I think that I just want to be the best dad for my son because I've never really had one there.
I think when you become a dad, what happens is your whole world is turned upside down, and it stays like that, probably forever. That you've got somebody who's now more important than even the partner you have, who perhaps is the person you've loved most of all, you know. And you've got to be thinking all the time about what's right for that young person. And it means you make different choices, it means that you're exhausted, it means that you're doing lots of different things that you've never had to do before. But it can be the most fantastic thing.
Oh. Put it on the floor.
Lee was 17 when he first discovered that his girlfriend was pregnant. Up till then, his life had been quite a turbulent one.
I was on the electronic tag at the time, and then the first day I got that put on, we got together, and then after the first 3 months, she fell pregnant.
You were put in there? Clever girl.
I really didn't believe her at first, and then it sunk in a couple of weeks later, and then I went out and got a full-time job and started saving up straight away,
Lee worked hard to support his girlfriend throughout the pregnancy. Nothing could have prevented him from being there at the birth of their baby.
I just lived down the road from the hospital, so I was there when she come off and that, so I got her in the hospital and that, and then it was just a long wait, really. But she kept falling asleep in and out of contractions and that.
It was just like saying, "You all right, darling," and stuff like that. Just one more push. And yeah, he held the gas in there for us and that. But he wouldn't cut our cord. He was too scared. And then when I did have her, I didn't see her for about 45 minutes or something, because he had her. And he was just standing there crying his eyes out and that, bless him. But he's probably not tell you that.
1 minute you see your girlfriend with a bump, and the next minute, bump's half gone, and then you've got your daughter. It's just, I couldn't explain it. It's just that overwhelming for me.
Do you want a bit of banana?
I'll give her a banana.
But when the initial euphoria following the birth had died down, Lee started to revert back to his old ways.
Well, I started knocking about with my mates because she finished us, and then I was only seeing the band once or twice a week with contact, and then she stopped the contact altogether, and then that's when it really hit home. Couldn't see her when I'm used to seeing her every day, and then it just made us hit the drink a bit because I was depressed and that. And then out of the blue, a couple of months later, I texted her and she says, "You can come and see the band." And then we've got back together, and then we've been happy since.
I think it was because he didn't see Ruby for a big length of time, and then when he did see her, she didn't have a clue who he was, and I think that really opened his eyes to change his ways and stuff. So that sorted him out. So it's the shock that he needed. What's that? Piglet. Go on then.
I dare say the best thing I like about her is when she's getting tired and you go, "Can I have a love?" And she'll come up and kind of like that on you, and I just love it. It's class.
Realistically, when you're young, it's hard to think about the consequences of your actions, because that's part of what being young is, that you tend to live for the moment, you know. Now, in many aspects of life, that's kind of okay. You know, you take risks and then, you know, you're here the next day. But having a child is for life.
Kieran is 16 years old. He was excluded in year 9. He still lives at home, but since the birth of his baby, he spends most of his time at his girlfriend's parents' house. At an age when most young men are still at school, he's off to pick up his 18-month-old daughter from nursery.
Dear me, who's this? It's Olivia's daddy. Who's this? He's daddy.
I done everything for the first week and second week, like while she was in hospital in bed and all that. But after that we took turns, like getting up on the night and changing her nappy and feeding her and matting the bottles. Big responsibility.
Oh, clever girl. Come with me. She's had a nappy change and she's been playing. Haven't you? You've got some juice and a biscuit. Oh, clever girl. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. 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 See you later, Kieran. Bye.
If I wanted to change things, like if I could gamma and change things, I wouldn't have had a band this early because I've got no money yet. I should have gotten a job and house and all that.
How tough is it being a young father?
Kind of tough because you've never been taught how to be a dad yet until you are one and you learn. Yeah, you gotta leave it on. My mates were just shocked. All my dad said was it's better finding out now than like 10-year time when she comes knocking on the door saying that is asking to see if my dad's there now. Oh. Better to be there for your kids, innit? Teach them things what not to do and learn them not to make the same mistakes what the dads did when they were younger. That's the most important part. Stop in school, don't get kicked out, and good paid job, house, family. Just not too soon. That's all. If she had a lad, I think it would have been different. But with being a lass, you're more protective, aren't you? Well, it's love on it.
As a teenage father, you can feel very isolated dealing with all the sudden changes in your life. You need some support.
Are we ready?
Charlie Thompson is a young father's worker in Sunderland. He brings Kieran and the other teenage dads together as a group.
Well, that was a donut, wasn't it?
It's the chance for the dads to share their experiences and to help each other find ways of coping with the responsibility of bringing up a baby.
I'm not a psychologist or anything like that, but the dads just open up and they've got so much inside that they want to talk about. And it only takes one dad to start talking about the feelings and you cannot shut them up after that. They're in. And I never met one dad yet that didn't want to be the best dad in the world.
I've got a 7 weeks old baby and I'm living with my girlfriend at my mum's at the minute.
Were you there for the birth? What was it like?
It's all right, good.
Good. Okay. Frightening. I cried my eyes out. And he just cried.
I did a bit.
Cried my eyes out. What was yours like then?
Slept all the way through the night from the age of about 4 months.
Mine's still not.
Still doesn't now.
Still doesn't.
Put her down at 7 at night and she'll sleep right through till about 8 the next morning. Once he gets on his feet, you know, when we pull the set up on the city, that's when the stuff. Oh, it'll not be long now then. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he'll be walking, I bet.
Walked in his bedroom this morning, his little head was popping over his cot like that.
Paul never really knew his dad, which is why he strives to be a good father to his son, Kai. He contracted meningitis when he was 12. He lost the fingers on his right hand and both his legs below the knee. When his girlfriend Sarah became pregnant, he didn't know what to do or where to go for help.
We were both pretty shocked, really shocked, and we didn't know what to do. But, like, an abortion there was no option of an abortion, so we decided to sit down and have a talk about it and tell our parents. When I met Charlie Thompson, he just knocked on my door one day, turned up, and like he introduced himself and who he was, and he tried to get me and Sarah interested in some antenatal courses, but at first we were having like none of it, and then he just kept coming and trying to egg us on to go, and eventually we thought like we'll give it a go. When we actually first went to the first antenatal class, and they were starting to show us like stuff we would have to do for the baby, like that's when I realised, well, I didn't know how to do any of that really, so it helped us quite a lot. Well, I was worried about the financial aspects of it, because when we started buying all the baby stuff in, it was costing like a hell of a lot, but luckily there was like grants out there we could get, and we could get help with that. Luckily I'm on disability as well, and get a bit extra money, else there would be no way we would be able to cope. Kai's brilliant. He's like, you've never seen anything like it. He can, like, especially when he come out with his first words, which were Dad, and like that really hit the heart, and like it was really good. And when I see him crawling about the floor and stuff like that, it's just out of this world. I just really want to put across that there can be actual help out there, and people can help you get through life and sort your life out and stuff like that. Kai. Clever boy. Clever lad, ain't you?
Night, night, Ruby. People do change. Like myself, I'm not. I've calmed right down now. I've been there, done it, and I know that people like us get looked down at. Snug as a bug. But that's when the young dads prove the other people wrong and show them that they can do it. It might be hard, but in the long run, it's worth it. Night, darling.
I can't guarantee happiness for them, but if they can work out and work through conflicts and understand that conflicts will be there, if we can give them a better start, and cause them to have a greatness awareness how to deal with problems and how to put the very, very best into their lives and into the lives of others and not to hurt anyone, then I'm happy.
Is that good?
Whee!
Whee! Darling. Whee! You are.
Hey.